Whoa. It's very clean though.
What's revealed to the people, and what remains hidden inside the dense world of trees?
Large tree, which has a scar.
These countless sightings will solve all the mysteries. Hanging skulls, trapped animals,
There's a doggy trapped inside.
and several unexplainable phenomena. Tag along for the strangest jungle discoveries that will leave you shocked.
What these... Anyway, I'll cut right to the chase because I might die.
Wormed tree.
Whoa.
In a Brazilian forest, a man searching for food for his birds made an unusual discovery in the bark of oak trees. He needed to feed his birds, so he decided to cut some oak trees. As he worked, he noticed strange worm-like creatures living in the bark. The man became curious, so he started collecting these creatures to bring back as food for his birds. These trees are usually filled with nutrients which locals use. But don't you go and start cutting oak trees now. Without any proper knowledge, they can be dangerous. Dog rescue.
There's the doggy.
In Louisiana, Jack Newman heard a strange noise coming from a tree that sounded like a dog barking. Weird, right? Jack took his chainsaw and began cutting the tree because he wanted to see where the noise was really coming from. When he cut through the base and pushed the tree over, a dog emerged from the hollow trunk. Yes, a dog was stuck in there. Local people explained that the dog likely got stuck in the tree while chasing a squirrel. Despite the explanation, it was still shocking to see how the dog ended up inside the trunk. Oceanic mystery. A strange thing happened in the rainforest of Paraguay when a large octopus was spotted climbing a tree. Yeah, an octopus climbing a tree! This unusually big octopus moved with ease, as if climbing trees was a regular part of its routine. It even jumped from one tree to another. It really showed agility and confidence in its movements. What made this sight truly astonishing was seeing a sea creature so at home on land. Normally, sea animals can't survive long out of the water, but this octopus appeared lively and at ease. It was almost as if it was enjoying its time among the trees. This octopus really adapted to life on land. This incident raises many questions about the adaptability of sea creatures and their ability to live on land. Smoky trunk. This just might be the craziest thing you will see today. While on a safari in South Africa, this visitor came across a strange tree with a hollow trunk. Smoke was coming out of it. When he checked, there was fire burning inside it. Yes, inside the trunk! The flames were contained within the trunk, as if it was happening because of some magic. As the outside of the tree appeared completely normal and untouched by the fire, while the inside was burning. The person who recorded it was so confused that he uploaded the video on Reddit seeking answers. But still, all in vain. What do you think could be the reason behind these flames burning inside the tree? Coin lodged on trunk. You must have heard of a wishing fountain. Now, meet the wishing tree. In the hills of Northern Ireland, this strange tree trunk was found. It was embedded with countless coins. It looked like a wish tree, where people would come to make wishes and leave coins as offerings. The tree appeared very old, its trunk completely covered with coins from years of wishes. A young girl approached the tree with a hopeful heart. She made a wish and carefully placed her coin among the others. After making her wish, she sat near the trunk. Maybe she just wanted to reflect on her hopes or to feel closer to the magic of the wish tree.
Just so happen to have some coins in my pocket, so we'll join them.
This ancient tree stood as a testament to the enduring human desire for hopes and dreams. Money grows on trees. Now that is one rich tree. In a park in London, a tree full of money was discovered, which left people in shock. Pounds were hanging from the branches. Many people gathered around, taking pictures of the unusual tree. Some couldn't resist the temptation and started taking the money. They quickly pocketed their pounds and left. The tree was almost filled with about 10,000 pounds. This strange event sparked curiosity and excitement as everyone wondered where all that money came from and who might have placed it there.
I don't believe it, but I'll try.
But later, it was confirmed that it was a social experiment to encourage the nation to start saving at least 10 pounds a month for a brighter tomorrow. Pack of cigarettes. The case in Poland involving 70,000 packs of cigarettes hidden inside tree trunks was a significant smuggling operation discovered in 2016. The cigarettes, which were of various brands, were found hidden in hollowed-out sections of oak tree trunks. Each trunk had been carefully prepared and wrapped in plastic bags and inserted to fit snugly inside. This smuggling tactic was discovered when customs officers became suspicious of the large shipment of oak tree trunks destined for a company in the Netherlands. Those smugglers were thinking outside the box, or should I say, outside the trunk. Secret tree. An explorer was returning from the forest, but was searching for a place to rest. Suddenly, he noticed a strange tree root at a distance. He went closer and saw it looked like an opening for the tree. He decided to go in and check, and as he went in, he saw there was a proper resting place there. He also got scared, thinking it might be a place for evil spirits, and didn't stay there for long and left. The main entrance was the weirdest thing, I believe. Missing person posters. Back in 2016, a hiker was walking through Jackson County Park in Huntington, New York, when he spotted something that looked like a scene out of a horror film. There were more than 24 missing persons posters placed on trees. Each of the trees have a white A4 sheet attached with details of a missing persons case. He informed the authorities, and after an investigation, it was confirmed that all these posters were placed by the owner of the property for a Halloween party. Shiva discovered. Back in 2022, in India, a weirdly large black stone was discovered under a neem tree. This stone seemed to be composed of two stones, one attached to the other, or one placed on top of the other. Hindu priests and locals gathered around it, treating it with great reverence. They were holding it, placing it carefully, and even worshipping it by showering it with milk and adorning it with various accessories. This stone appeared to hold special significance for the people. Despite being just a stone, it had become a focal point of devotion and ritual. The scene was a fascinating glimpse into local customs and the symbolic importance they place on certain objects. Moving leaves. In a garden, a man saw a strange plant with an unusual defense mechanism. When he touched one of its branches, the leaves immediately folded inward, as if the plant was closing itself off. It seemed like the plant was trying to protect itself from some potential threat, like a parasite. It was a moving plant. This type of plant has evolved to safeguard itself from predators such as flies or birds by closing up when touched. While this plant is famous, it was the first time witnessing such a phenomenon for this person. What a mesmerizing experience it must have been! This really shows the wonders of nature. Snake house. A peculiar tree was discovered in Argentina, filled with small tunnels weaving through its trunk. Inside these tunnels, there lived a long, green snake, which appeared to have made the tree its home. The snake moved from one tunnel to another, navigating its self-made pathways. It was climbing the tree from bottom to top, like it had been doing so since childhood.
That's a big snake. Really big snake. They don't get much bigger than that.
The tree, with its unique tunnels and serpentine residence, became a point of interest for researchers who studied this snake's behavior and its relationship with the tree. The sight of the snake traveling through the tree's tunnels is really mesmerizing, isn't it? Monkey skulls. In Konyak Naga village of Nyanyu in Mon district, a Nagaland tree adorned with monkey skulls was found. This was quite rare in the area. Alongside the monkey skulls, the tree also had several old Mithun skulls attached to it. The Konyak Nagas are known for their love of hunting, and they often decorate their longhouses and meeting halls with numerous animal skulls. The most common skulls seen in Konyak decorations are those of Mithuns, followed by barking deer, bears, and wild boars. In February 2023, while walking through the Konyak-dominated region of Nagaland, the visitor occasionally spotted monkey skulls. Typically, these were used in valuable handmade bamboo and monkey fur baskets. However, this was the only time monkey skulls were tied to a tree. Birds rescue. In this next video, a really remarkable incident occurred when a kingfisher got stuck to a tree trunk. The bird's long, sharp beak was lodged in the bark, which left it hanging helplessly. Fortunately, a passerby noticed the distressed bird. The man carefully approached the kingfisher and managed to free its beak from the trunk. Once it was freed, the kingfisher quickly flew away. Even though the whole thing seemed dangerous, the bird was surprisingly unscathed. This quick rescue showcased a heartwarming moment of human intervention helping nature. Red sandalwood. A carpenter went to a nearby forest in search of quality wood and came across an extraordinary find of red sandalwood. This wood, with its stunning red-orange hue, resembled the glow of a volcano. Known for its beauty and high value, red sandalwood is used to create exquisite items. The carpenter carefully cut a piece from the trunk and began working with it. He scraped the trunk to reveal the rich, vibrant color beneath the bark. Then, after hours of carving, burning, and hard work, he managed to shape the wood into smooth, round balls. These balls were then crafted into a beautiful bracelet. This not only showcased the carpenter's skill, but also the natural beauty of the red sandalwood. Each step, from cutting the wood to the final polishing, highlighted the amazing qualities of red sandalwood. Cryptids hideout. In the trees of Africa, some strange cryptids were seen by a local back in 2014. They had a black-brownish color, small heads, and spider-like bodies with eyes. These bizarre creatures moved quickly. He observed them for a long time, but couldn't understand anything, so he thought it was better to leave from there. Later, he came there with his fellows, but there was nothing in the woods, which became a mystery for them. What do you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. Ribcage. One night, as a group of people walked past a tree in Arizona, they noticed something unusual in its branches. It was too dark to see clearly, so they turned on the torch of their phone to get a better look. They found a skeleton hanging among the branches. It happened to be a skeleton of a coyote. It had sharp teeth and a distinct rib cage, appearing very old and worn. The group speculated about how this skeleton ended up there. It was a mystery that added an unsettling twist to their night. One of them suggested it could have been chasing its prey and must have gotten stuck in the tree. How do you think it got there? Buddha face appeared. Back in 2018, in the roots of a massive tree in India, a large Buddha face was discovered. It was white in color and appeared to have been there for a long time. The face was firmly fixed within the roots, making it impossible to move. It seemed like it belonged to the tree, as if they shared a mysterious history. The tree itself was huge, with thick roots coming out of the ground and perfectly cradling the Buddha face. The face seemed to blend seamlessly with the roots, hinting at an ancient connection between the tree and the sculpture. The roots had grown around the face in such a way that it looked like the tree was purposefully holding onto it. This is one really unusual discovery, as it has left people wondering about the origins and the story behind the Buddha face and the tree. Ladybug's invasion. In Arizona, a man stumbled upon a really weird tree covered with red bumps on every branch. As he approached to take a closer look, he realized these weren't bumps at all. They were ladybugs. From the base to the top, every branch was covered with them. It seemed like they were part of the tree from afar, but it wasn't. It looked as if millions of ladybugs had made the tree their home.
Swarms of ladybugs. Very unusual event.
The tree was so densely packed with ladybugs that they were crawling over one another. It really looks like the entire tree was alive with their movement. The bright red of the ladybugs contrasted vividly with the tree's branches, which created a mesmerizing and somewhat surreal scene. The man watched as the ladybugs continued their activities. This really shows how insects can colonize and transform their environment. Sleeping Beauty. By the bank of a river, a local found a tree with its roots emerging prominently from the ground. And within these roots, there was the body of a woman. I'm not kidding. She appeared to be ancient, almost as if she'd been sleeping there for centuries and had turned to stone. The woman's body was entangled in the roots and seemed to be part of the tree itself. It was as if the roots had grown around her, which preserved her in a timeless sleep. The appearance was so lifelike that it seemed like she would wake up any second. This makes us wonder if she had indeed turned to stone while sleeping there long ago, or if the tree's roots had somehow sculpted her form. Wasp Nest. A massive wasp nest was found hanging from a tree, filled with thousands of wasps. The nest, which is a bustling hub of activity for the wasps, was a striking brown color, and it was also quite huge. Wasps are known for their aggressive nature and can be very dangerous, so it's crucial to not disturb them while they're in their nest. Observing such a sight from a safe distance is fine. However, any disturbance could provoke the wasps, which could lead to potentially harmful stings. Caterpillar Club. Next up, check out this tree trunk, completely swarmed by countless caterpillars. They're everywhere, covering every inch of the trunk with their red-brown bodies. It's quite the sight, but also a bit creepy. The caterpillars seem to be having a feast munching away on the trunk, as if it's their personal buffet. And as they move, the whole trunk seems to come alive, as if it's pulsating with their movements. Snake, the intruder. The least thing this woodpecker wanted in its home was a snake, but this uninvited guest needs no invitation. Watch how it came out of the tiny hole and gave the woodpecker a scare for its life. However, the little bird was fierce and determined to defend its home. It fought back and apparently won his house back. Bushy Mystery. A strange tree in Michigan caught everyone's eye with its trunk entirely covered in thick black fur, like the hair of some wild creature. When a curious passerby decided to take a closer look, he pulled back some of the furry layer, and suddenly a swarm of spiders emerged from underneath. Now this is some creepy phenomenon. It was as if the spiders had made their cozy home within this hairy shelter, turning the tree into their own rent-free residence. It seemed as if it belonged to a witch. Skull discovered. In 2021, another skull hanging from a tree branch was found in Argentina. It was definitely from some animal, but how it ended up there was a complete mystery. This is the second time the locals have witnessed a skull hanging from a tree. The skull looked ancient, like it had been perched on that branch for ages. It seemed like someone deliberately placed it there. But why would anyone do such a thing?
I've just come across this skull. I don't know what kind it is, but it's very bizarre.
Well, I believe it was a predatory attempt, and the animal was left there to meet its fate. But if you have any different opinion about it, let me know. Water tree. In a forest of Ohio, this massive tree, towering at 60 feet tall, was found producing water. Water was gushing out of the tree with such force that it seemed like there was a hidden plumbing system inside. This tree wasn't just keeping all that water to itself, it was sharing its liquid with all the plants around it. Beehive. A honey collector cut a catalpa tree trunk in search of some beehives. He estimated that the hive he found inside was around 40 years old. The trunk was completely packed with bees, and those bees were huge, and there were a ton of them buzzing around. Once the honey collector had located the hive, he carefully cut out the trunk to access the hive inside. It was quite the sight to see him working that way, surrounded by all those bees. Oldest tree. The lookout tree in Zambia, Africa is super old and huge, showing how amazing nature can be. People love visiting it because it's so big and has been around for ages. Its trunk is all twisted and has cool designs on it, showing how it's been through a lot over the years. The tree is like a symbol of never giving up, watching everything change around it over time.
This tree is over 1,000 years old, which is located in Livingstone.
Lots of people, both locals and tourists, come to see it and think about all the stories it could tell. Usually, baobabs can grow up to 100 feet tall, have a circumference of as much as 165 feet, and live as long as 3,000 years. Exactly how old this one is still a mystery. Forest discovery. The Shaojai Tiankang sinkhole in Fenjie County, China, is a huge and mysterious natural wonder. It's one of the largest sinkholes in the world, formed by collapsing underground caves and rivers. These sinkholes, called tiankangs or sky pits, can be hundreds of meters deep and wide. They form over thousands of years as water erodes limestone rock, creating caverns which eventually collapse. Exploring Shaojai Tiankang is difficult because of its remote location and tough terrain. Scientists and adventurers have gone into the sinkhole to study its geology and the plants and animals living there. Despite years of research, many questions still remain about how Shaojai Tiankang formed. Scary tree moving. After seeing this, you should believe that a monster really exists in this jungle. A man was flying his drone over a forest when it captured something unusual. He saw a couple of trees were moving like someone was holding them and shaking them. He at first couldn't believe his eyes because it was not possible for a human to move them like this.
Trees are moving, or at least one of them trees is moving wildly.
He started assuming there might be a monster in that jungle who was doing all of this. One thing we all know now is there is surely an out-of-the-world creature. But who could it be? Cycle inside tree. A hiker was passing by a forest when he saw a tree that looked like it had swallowed a bicycle. He couldn't believe what he was seeing, so he came closer to observe. He clearly saw that it was stuck inside the tree. He shared a video of it online, and people gave different opinions about it. Some people said it was an evil tree that had swallowed it for hundreds of years, while others said it was a World War II soldier's bicycle that got stuck here before he left, and the tree was small at that time. Civil War cannonball. In Kansas City, Missouri, a man found a Civil War-era cannonball inside a tree when he cut it down in his backyard. Experts think the cannonball was from the Civil War, which happened between 1861 and 1865. Missouri was an important place during the war, with many battles and conflicts. The tree had grown around the cannonball over many years, making it a unique and surprising discovery.
It's important to find these novelties from the past, these tragic reminders.
This find gives us a special look into the past and shows how the efforts of the Civil War are still visible today in unexpected ways. The growth of the tree around the cannonball over many decades serves as a natural time capsule, preserving a piece of history in an unexpected way. Hardy tree. Meet the Hardy tree, a special tree in London, England, found in the churchyard of St. Pancras Old Church. It became famous because it grew around gravestones that were moved when railways were built nearby in the 19th century. Thomas Hardy, the well-known English novelist, was involved in moving these gravestones when he worked as an architect.
So here we are at St Pancras Churchyard. This is the hardy tree. It's fallen down, fallen over.
The gravestones were arranged in a circle around the tree, making it a unique and somewhat eerie sight. This tree and its history show how old and new London sometimes come together in unexpected ways. Cursed tree. Have you ever seen both prey and predator together losing their lives? If not, then have a look. A man was passing through a forest when he noticed something strange. A coyote and a raccoon were stuck on a tree. He thought they were both standing there, but when he got closer, he noticed that they were not alive. Just their bodies were stuck there. He shared the video online, and after that, people gave different opinions. Some said that these were not real animals, but artificial things, while others declared the tree cursed. Otherwise, these two would not have ended up there. Tree holding water. The Hadzabe tribe was going through a severe drought in 2017, with no water in sight. In the middle of the crisis, a man from the tribe saw a strange and enormous tree. Its trunk was hollow, and there was a hole in it. He reached into the hole and felt something liquid. He quickly fetched a wooden spatula and dipped it into the trunk. It came out with crystal clear, cold water. He drank until he was completely satisfied, savoring the refreshing liquid that seemed like a miraculous find.
It's very clean though. I think it's from the rain.
This discovery provided a much-needed relief for the Hadzabe tribe, demonstrating how nature can sometimes offer unexpected solutions in times of need. The giant hollow tree, with its hidden pond of water, became a symbol of hope and survival for the tribe during the challenging drought. The Crooked Forest. The Crooked Forest is a famous grove of oddly shaped pine trees located near the town of Gryfino in western Pomerania, Poland. What makes this forest unique and intriguing is that around 400 pine trees in the grove have a distinct 90-degree bend at the base of their trunks, pointing northward, before curving back upright. The trees were planted around 1930, and the reason for their unusual shape remains a mystery. Speculations about the cause of the tree's shape range from natural causes like heavy snowfall or unique growth patterns due to the local climate, to human intervention such as deliberately shaping or damage by tanks during World War II. However, the exact reason behind the peculiar curvature of the trees remains unclear. Spiritual, mysterious tree. The Ygin La, also known as Asorin, is a special and mysterious tree found in West Africa, especially among the Yoruba people in Nigeria and Benin. This tree is highly respected for its sacred and magical qualities, which are deeply rooted in the culture and spiritual beliefs of the region. People believe that the Ygin La has healing powers, and they often use its leaves, bark, or roots for medicine and spiritual ceremonies.
And its bark and roots are commonly used in creation of powerful charms.
It's seen as a symbol of ancestry and a connection to the spirit world and ancestors. Some traditions say it's a place where spirits and gods meet. People perform rituals and prayers under its branches to communicate with these spirits and seek their guidance and blessings. It's part of a rich tradition of beliefs and practices that have been passed down through many generations. Antlers in tree. While searching for arrowheads, a group of explorers stumbled upon a deer in a tragic situation. The poor creature had its antlers stuck between two trees. It seemed like the deer was rubbing its antlers to remove velvet and mark its territory. Unfortunately, one of the antler hooks got wedged, trapping the deer. It likely struggled until it either broke its neck or gave up from exhaustion.
It appears he got stuck rubbing on the tree. You can see.
It was estimated those antlers to be around 4.3 meters. One of the brow tines is a whopping 0.25 meters long. The antlers had 4 points on one side and 8 on the other. It's a sad reminder of nature's harsh realities. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. This tree here was struck by lightning, which revealed its vascular system. If you're not aware, a tree's vascular system transports water and minerals from the roots to the leaves and brings photosynthesized food back down to nourish the rest of the tree. Interestingly, trees don't have muscles or a nervous system. Instead, this movement is powered by turgor pressure. The stomata in the leaves open and close as needed to control this pressure, allowing the tree to function. Boy, nature is truly fascinating.